Hi there and welcome. We're into the last few weeks of the course now. School's nearly out. So I hope that you've been applying what we've been learning, you've been practicing the technique, and I hope that you've been seeing some improvement in your results. Now what we've been studying, the new knowledge that we've been taking on, is very important. But we must apply it. I hope it's provoked some thought, what we've been studying. But let's not forget, our ultimate aim is to understand chess better, be more confident, enjoy it more, and ultimately to improve our results, to win more games. So don't forget to practice what we've been learning. I think sometimes we tend to study things, but if we don't put them into practice, it's not much good. So get practicing what we've been studying. This week we're going to continue with some examples of prophylaxis, which is really a big jumping point from a certain level towards master level. Richard James, the chess author and coach, points out that in juniors and people just begin to play chess, very often the thinking is, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. When in actual fact our thinking needs to be, I'm going to do this, but then my opponent's going to do something, then I can do something, then my opponent's going to do something. We must be aware of our opponent's plans and ideas. Absolutely key. So we're going to continue with that this week. Some wonderful examples. The game that we're going to study at the end of the week is one of my favourites, and it's not something that you'll find in many places. And I have to give special thanks to Chris Chalky Beaumont for sharing this game with me. Anyway, that's later in the week. For today, there's a small example below, and I want you to practice all of the techniques that we've been talking about. Think about material, activity and attack, goals and targets, the initiative, and then, when you've considered those four, select your candidate ideas and analyse properly, as we've discussed, applying Purdy's principle. You may have noticed as we've been going through the course that one thing keeps coming up over and over again, and that is the activity of the pieces and Purdy's formula, Purdy's principle of analysing all moves that smite, however absurd they may seem at first glance. And this is really it. The activity of the pieces is absolutely key in every situation, the opening, the middle game and the end game. And material considerations fit in with this. Obviously, if we've got more firepower, we're going to have greater activity. Goals and targets. Well, a lot of that module was talking about pawn structures, and the pawn structures tell us which pieces are going to be most active, which ones we'd like to exchange, which ones we'd like to keep. And the goals and targets tell us where we should direct our play, where we should be active, which part of the board. So, this is absolutely key throughout the game, and when we, towards the end, when we look at some endgame play, even into the endgame, the most important thing is the activity of the pieces, and in the endgame, even the king comes to life. So, make sure you're practicing what we're studying. It's the most important thing to develop these good habits. Have a look at the example below. Tomorrow, and for the rest of the week, we've got some further great examples where you can continue practicing the formula with a slight focus on prophylactic playing and being aware of your opponent's plans as well as your own. This is Roy Phillips. Thanks for your attention.